Right then, so this is day 6 of the 30-day video blog challenge. I'm going to start looking at the camera over there again, it's there. Right, so today is like describe the hardest thing you've ever had to experience, or something along those lines. I'm going to talk about my trip to Madagascar. It's been a trip that's been I don't know, it's sort of the biggest thing I've done in my adult life, and it's been the thing I've talked about the least. It got overshadowed quite a lot, so I've literally not actually spoken about it properly to anybody. I've not, even the pictures that I took there, I've only done a proper slideshow to my parents and then some other friends, and that is it. Only like 2 sets of people. And I've been back there for, I've been back from there for months now. It's crazy. So, yeah, why it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I spent most of this year trying to fundraise for this trip. Pretty much just working, just trying to, here my drink. Working, trying to save the money for because it was very, very expensive for the flights, and then actually for my time out there, for the module, for the placement, and then also just spending money. So I spent quite a long time trying to fundraise for it whilst going to uni and also working at zoo on Sundays. So I was working 7 days a week trying to save as much money as possible for this trip. Yeah, and then so then it sort of finally came around at the end of June, literally just right at the end of June, and then I had to go, and it was terrible having to go because I've never been anywhere on my own before. I've never flown on my own before, so it was horrible having to leave people behind. And then I got out there and it was just nothing like I've ever experienced. I've never been to like a third world country before, and it was crazy. I mean, it was difficult because I turned up and I booked a taxi a couple of months before to pick me up and take me to my hotel, and they just weren't there. They weren't there. I mean, they turned up in the end, but I sort of got through, and all you get is people like taxi, 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 trying to give you a taxi as soon as you get there. Obviously, you get that in a lot of countries. But I was there, you know, on my own. I don't speak French really. Certainly don't speak any Malgache. Just didn't know what to do. I was like walking around. I had a really heavy backpack for my hand luggage, and then like a massive, great big hiking bag that was, you know, heavy. And I was people were trying to take my bags off me to, you know, get me into their taxi and stuff. And I was like, oh, I've already booked one. I don't want to go with you on these random people. So after sort of looking for a while for my taxi guy, I rang my dad and I was like, this guy's not here. What do I do? And he was like, right, well, I'll ring the hotel and see if I can get somebody to come pick you up. It was only the sort of night porter was only like the only person available, and he didn't speak English, so my dad had to speak to him in broken French and try and arrange a taxi for me. And they were just about just about ready to take me to the hotel, or get somebody to take me to the hotel, and I finally managed to find the guy that was meant to be taking me originally. What had happened was I was stuck in Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris for, I think, 3 hours, just on the tarmac, just waiting around, not going anywhere. So that was good. So we were really, really delayed. But you know, the taxi company should have known that. But anyway, he was there in the end. But it was this tiny little guy hiding behind everybody else, and just holding my name plaque like down by his waist. So that's why I didn't see him, I guess, if he was there the whole time or not. But anyway, so that was terrible. I was sort of, you know, crying in a fucking foreign country airport, like, you know, and just looking pathetic. Yeah, it was awful. Then I get in their car and they're like, welcome to Madagascar. I was like, yeah. And so we drive, well, the airport's like a bit out of Tana, so we had to drive to Tana, and all there was just people sitting around fires on the streets and stray dogs everywhere. And I was like, what am I actually doing here? So finally managed to get to my hotel, and obviously they're shut. Somebody managed to let me in, or the night porter managed to let me in. And so the next day I pretty much spent sleeping. Then, I managed to go downstairs and order some lunch, and that was pretty much all I did that day, and then some dinner later on. Then luckily I'd booked a tour to go to this place called the Lemurs Park on the Sunday, but somebody rang me on the Friday and was like, well, we'll pick you up on Saturday instead. I think because they're pretty religious out there, so I guess the guy wanted to go to church or something. So so the next day I got picked up and taken to the Lemurs Park. That was good. Luckily my guide he spoke very good English, but I don't think he understood it very well. Whenever I sort of said anything, he'd ask me the same question over and over and over again. So he took me to the Lemurs Park, so that was nice. Had a nice lunch there. That was fun. It was a bit iffy because I didn't really like the way they treated the lemurs. They're meant to be semi-wild, and they kind of were, but then they had nocturnal ones. The guy kept sort of banging on their tank to wake them up so I could see them, and I was like, as long as they're in there, like, I know they're there, that's fine, but they should be outside. And he was like, oh no, they never go outside, so not so good. And then I got taken for a tour around Tanna, and I was just petrified the whole time. The guide kept making me sort of get out the car to see different things, and he'd be like, oh, you'll be alright. But then, there's people just on you the whole time. I was just terrified. Lucky I didn't take my purse out or refused to. Which is a bit of a shame, because then he took me to a craft market, which actually seemed alright. There was sort of a few clearly foreign people walking around on their own, and they seemed okay. But I missed out on buying stuff because I didn't take my purse. But and then getting robbed. And then I felt so alienated. I refused to go out on my own anywhere. I think that was a good move. So I got moved to a different hotel. I wussed out and decided to be a spoiled brat, which I'm really, really not. And my mum and dad sort of moved me to this other hotel, really, really nice hotel, an Ibis. So it's just Western, and you know what you're getting. I've just realised I've got a massive bruise. From Cleans. So moved to that hotel, stayed there a couple of nights, and then managed to get down to the south, and then after that it was great. Doing my work with Azafadi, actually studying lemurs, and going out at night finding chameleons, found loads of Brookesia and stuff. It was. That bit was good, and then I came home again. So it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, sort of going away on my own. I mean, it has been massively overshadowed by stuff that happened after I got back. So I haven't really spoken to anybody about it properly, and I'm not going to say it's been ruined, but I haven't felt like talking about it at all. It was meant to be the biggest thing I've done. I've not really spoken about it at all to anybody, But it was good. I enjoyed it. It was people think it was a shit trip because because it was scary. I mean, and I spent a lot of the time feeling very, very alone and very not scared so much. I was scared at some points, but like just really alone, and just I guess because I've not been away like that before. It was probably the most difficult thing I've ever done, actually. I mean, that's safe to say. So that is it really, my trip to Madagascar. I can't even really think what's like anything else to say about it. I mean, there's pictures on here of it. Yeah, that is it really. I don't even know what tomorrow's one is about. I don't know. But anyway, I met some wicked people in Madagascar. Go to Madagascar, it's great. But Don't make it your first trip away on your own. Okay then, right. See you tomorrow, people. Bye bye.